Damn, Thorfinn looks so raggedy. From literally a warrior king to a fucking humble slave. You're not seeing a picture, baby. What's beyond that forest? What is the future? It's kind of wild to have two people clear a whole forest, bro. Basically indentured servants. This is the indentured servants right here. Like, you're slaves, but you're not like full slaves. Like you can get out. It's a good man. Within 3 years. But is it false hope, though? Yeah, that's a hell of a thing, because somebody be like, hey, you've been in slavery. Ah, you can earn your freedom. Wow. This man is fucking living proof. Damn. To think that Thorfinn would end up a slave out of all things. Doesn't like talking. He is not about talking. Iceland. Iceland ってどこ? あとどれくらいなんだ? こっち側全部だ. こっち側? It's in a lot of trees. その川からこっち側全部だ. 川から. Yeah, it's a shitload of trees, bro. You said a forest. それって Woo! Daunting task. And it's just the two of them. Oh, and then you have to learn too. He's not used to it. I don't know. It seems like you're gonna break it like that. Aren't you supposed to make two hashes? Like one from the top and on the bottom and make a nudge out of it? And then chop it in the middle? Thorfinn turns around. Nigga, you a slave. 取りに行くのか? どっかにか? いや、そろそろ奉公人が持ってくる。本当かよ。至れり尽くせりだな。This man's like happy with his fucking life, and it's like, nigga, you're still a slave, bro. そうだろ、トロフィー。I wouldn't run over there. だって、お前だけだぞ、やってねえのは。知らんかったな。じゃあ、今夜あたり行ってみるか。ああ、行け行け。行って振られてこい。そりゃな。じゃねえか、新入りってのは。ああ、そうみたいっすね。Looks like a bright upstart, bro. 奴隷の面だね。Yeah. どうも、私は。They've been eating his food. He was eating it. Cheese and a little bread. Life of a slave. Things ain't so sweet, Anar.
自由民の俺たちがわざわざ弁当を届けてやったんだ。まずは礼だろ、礼。
Imagine being a dick to what you once were. Like,
なんだその目は。てめえ。
いただきます。どうもありがとうございます。
Thorfinn's learned some humility.
アルフィン、そいつに礼儀を教えとけよ。あと馬、怪我させんじゃねえぞ。
はい。
How so obedient he is when he used to not be like that at all. He had so much fire. These motherfuckers ate their food and fell asleep underneath a tree. I don't think you know what position you're in, brother. You're still a slave at the end of the day.
木は旦那のものだ。勝手に短くはできない。
Oh.
これあいつらの仕事じゃないのか。普通奴隷に馬を扱わせたりしないだろ。
いいから行くぞ。
Anything for you, real nigga. He's pulling along with it. Help out, bro. Stuck. At least he's working. Like, he has his ideals still, but at least he's working. He has a problem realizing that he's a slave.
半分奴隷みたいなもんじゃねえか。俺らをいじめて自分たちより従えるってことを確かめてるんだぜ。トルフィン、お前もそう思うだろ。
さあ、どうでもいいよ、そんなこと。
どうでもいいことあるかよ。に言いつけてやる。
やめとけ。嫌がらせがひどくなるだけだ。
Don't cause problems.
そんなんでいいのかよ。
Yeah, he's like, Anar is just having a hard time realizing that he is a fucking slave at the end of the day. There's no such thing as fighting back. Unless you're Nat Turner. Ah, not joking.
報告が。
やめろ。
黙ってろ。
He's gonna cause problems.
こちらの方向人が。
This nigga over here falling in love and shit. Is that booty I see? I haven't seen a fine piece of ass like that in I don't know how long. Juicy, I bet it is. Wet, supple, succulent. Ooh, it is something I will daydream about for my days upon this earth. This nigga captivated by the beauty. I will write many poems about you. Fill my diary for days and days on end. She looked back at me with such a light but yet daunting face. Oh, they didn't even. Oh, come on. They could have animated their face a little bit better. Like, that's so cheap. Yeah, I saw some booty, my nigga. I mean, I guess he found his own motivation. Get all the hay for the horses. Look at my slave children. No joke. It's nice to see a master that's actually working in the fields with them and not just overseeing everything, you know? Seems like a good dude.
自身働くんだな。大金持ちは働かないもんだと思ってたよ。働いている姿は、デン人もイングランド人も変わりないのにな。
I mean, you're all white, but you know. It's like saying like, oh look, people from the Congo look like people from South Africa. No shit.
麦の後は放牧だ。切り株を長めに残しておくのは後で家畜に食わせるため。だいたいお前は17にもなってまだ仕事の段取りが分かっとらん。
せーな、分かってんよ。段取り完璧っすよ。
He's really defining him.
そんなことで人の上に立つ人間には。
はいはいはい、膝下ね。わかりましたよ。
誰？ガンガンに怒られてんな。
旦那のこのオルマルだ。
It's the only reason he could talk to him like that.
ああ、やってらんねえ。たまにおとなしく手伝ってやりゃ細けいことをぐちぐちよ。ああ、やめた。やろうと思ってたけどやめ。
So much disrespect, bro.
お前はじきにこの農場を継ぐんだぞ。もう少し自覚を持て。
おいの男がちまちまちまちまちまちまちまちま野良仕事やってられっかっつーな。で
Never mind. I was gonna say he wants to be a badass, but clearly he is not a badass.
ねえ、何やってるの？
何かな？
He's jerking off his sword, sweetie. He's oiling it up, as they say. Look, and you got Thorfinn over there, who's a fucking hardened warrior, and it's like, this man he about to run into the car and cry. He about to run into his little cottage and cry.
俺はイングランドに行くぜ。近いうちに必ずな。こんなどい。
Who is he talking to? Some girl or himself?
クルーと帝殿下の軍団に加わってバシバシ手柄を上げて。
Canute. Wait, what? He said Prince Canute. Isn't he king right now? I mean, there was him and his brother, so I thought he took over the crown though.
ここを継いだ方がいいと思うな。
ああ？お前まで。お前に何がわかる？
そうじゃなくて、私心配で。だって。
She know you ain't about it.
ねえ、来て。もう一回。
Get some of that slave pussy. This nigga peeping Tom. Good daughter of mine. This nigga. He's over here banging out our daughter. This is so funny right now. Yeah, he banging her out. Maybe he might get pregnant. If he gets her pregnant, then we gonna move up. It's funny because stuff like this still like goes on, you know. You want your daughter to marry somebody who's in higher stature, helps bring up the family a bit. It's how people think a lot of times. They over here scheming outside the door. Was the pussy not good? Yeah. Uh-huh. What they don't know is that this man right here invented the condom. He's the person who invented the condom. He used a lamb's stomach. I like that though, how he just said, fuck that shit, bro. I'm out. You trying to get pregnant, your fucking parents are putting you up to it. I'm out. Fucking drunk off the ass. He doesn't feel satisfied living in his shadow of his father.
馬の口取るんじゃねえよ。いいからいいから、飲み直そうね、飲み直そう。今夜は語り明かそう若様。青春の悩み聞こうじゃないの。ふざけんな。帰るぞ俺は。話せ。
Shut up, you're still coming along. Even though he wants to be his own man, he's still getting led. That's just actually kind of crazy. Yeah, but it's just like how your parents want you to do certain things, and then you just go in a complete opposite way. Thorfinn actually knows the life. Yeah, I know. Damn. When they were kids. I'm liking that we're seeing so much of him. Because we didn't really get a lot of these flashbacks and stuff. Like, it was just him talking about it. Not gonna answer. He's lived that life that you hate so much. He's lived it both ways. Seen it as a kid growing up, father getting killed, the burning of the villages, and he became a part of that very same thing. Like, he lives such a complicated life, bro. So we have Einar and, of course, Thorfinn going through this entire mess and really just kind of going through it, learning the life of a slave. Einar is very, not really independent, but he does have an independent way of thinking because he is a fresh slave. This is the first time that this has ever happened for him. So he's not necessarily, as they say, broken in yet. And you have those two going through their trials and tribulations. Thorfinn's trying to tell him, like, it's not going to really do some good and stuff like that. But, Einar still goes about his way of doing things. And he was going to bring up an issue to the master until he saw a beautiful young lady. He's about to write some journals about that. Day one. That booty was ripe and supple. I just knew it. I just needed a way to go and find it. Anyways. But the main thing of this episode, other than those two, is actually Omar. Omar is the son of the master, and he wants to be a warrior. But obviously, it's not like he's really fit to be a warrior. At this point in time, he couldn't even bring out his sword out of the sheath. He was looking like a little bitch boy. He has essentially what he falls into is like teenage angst in his character. He's very on the edge. He wants to branch out. He wants to be someone new. Oh no, I'm not like my dad at all. And he wants to kind of fit this whole entire role that's completely different than what his father does. As you see, his father works in a field with the people that are slaves. His father actually tells them, like, hey, you guys can earn your freedom if you do this, that, and the other. And he gives them essentially a way out. In some respects, although he is buying slaves, he is sort of a good guy in the way that he does things. We see also with another character that they already had essentially bought their freedom back. He takes these slaves, and instead of having them as full-blown slaves, they become essentially indentured servants. So it's interesting to really get this, how this whole dynamic works. Him living in his father's shadow, him also having to deal with people who want his father's money. As we saw before, he was banging out some farm girl, but her dad is over here listening in. Her mom is coming over with snacks and shit and drinks and stuff because they want her to get pregnant because they become a part of that family. They get usurped in and they can just build up their status off of that. No longer are you a lowly farmer, but now you're a part of a man who has a grand fleet of slaves essentially and owns a vast amount of land. So you become, like, if you want to think of like royalty sense, like dukes and duchesses and stuff like that, even though they are on a very, very small perspective into that whole thing. It's like everyone's trying to cash in on him. So he's just trying to get away from all this. And again, it's like teenage angst. Really good episode. We get a lot more from Thorfinn, but also so little from Thorfinn. He's very closed off at this point in time. He just seems hollow as a person, not really fighting back. He doesn't have that fire or ferocity in him. And it's kind of funny because you have Anar here, and he is the one who essentially gains, he's the one who shows that fire and ferocity for him, right? We had Thorfinn before charging in, I'm going to get my revenge, I'm going to get my revenge, I'm going to get my revenge. And he had so much of his character delved into that. But now you see how reserved he is, how humbled he is. And you see Anar essentially take over that perspective of being someone who was once in Thorfinn's shoes, and how he's thinking of things and how he wants to break out of these things, and he wants to push forward and get back and all this other stuff, while Thorfinn's not really with it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. This is Ky.D. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good shit. I am out. Peace.